muscles in your face to just relax. Let the tension just melt away from your face. And as you move down to your jaw, just allow the tension. Maybe you grit your teeth under stress or something. Just allow that tension to just melt away. Almost like you're being washed with this energy, this calmness. Okay, very good. Alright. And now we're going to move down to the neck. And the neck is a very important area of stability. So you may have some tension in the neck. Maybe you sat forward in your chair today and your posture might not have been that good, but that's okay. Just allow any of those knots, any of that tightness in your neck to just release itself and allow it to melt away. And as we do this, just breathe in through the nose, slowly out. Very good. And just feel any of that tension evaporate. Now, maybe there's a world you can't breathe in through your nose. Maybe your nose is blocked. Perhaps you might be under the weather or a bit sick. If that's the case, you're more than welcome to just breathe in through your mouth and exit through your mouth. Very good. 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 Okay. So if you are maybe feeling a bit sick, maybe you have a fever or the flu, it can be really challenging and very unpleasant, but the best thing you can do is just try your best, if you can, to just focus on your breathing and just try to listen to these instructions. Just try to practice some sort of gratitude, to know that even though you may be going through a rough patch in terms of your health, that you're going to be okay, and that you're well enough to be able to sleep. So we're going to now move on down to our chest, where all of the oxygen moves through the lungs. So just feel the chest just kind of decompress. Just allow that air just move through the diaphragm, and that energy, just allow it to just melt through your arms to your fingertips as it just exits through those fingertips. Okay. Just feel your shoulders relax side to side. And allow every muscle in your back to just sink into that mattress. Very good. As we move down to the legs, and the legs are the biggest muscle group in the body, so just really give yourself a moment to let any of that muscular tension leave. And as we move down through to the toes, just allow that to be a gateway for all of that energy to leave through. Just sort of pulling. Excellent. finally, what I'll do, this final sleep instruction before we get into some ASMR triggers, is to just take 10 deep breaths with me. So if you're bothered, you're more than welcome to follow along. If you're already asleep, or maybe this doesn't interest you, just feel free to do your own thing. Maybe you're gaming or studying or just relaxing. But for those of you that like to, feel free to follow along. And with each of these deep breaths that we're going to do, just notice yourself getting deeper and deeper into that state of relaxation, okay? Alright, let's begin. Five more breaths in through the nose. 2, 3. Slowly out. 2, 3. Back in through the nose. 2, 3. And slowly out. 2, 3. Through the nose. 2, 3. And slowly out. 2, 3. 2, 3. 3. Slowly out. 2, 3. Let's just notice how relaxed you feel. Allow yourself to just sink into that pillow, into the mattress. And just know that you will feel totally at peace tonight as you drift off to bed. Let's just give a little bit of a whisper ramble update. Yes, it's going to be quite long, so don't worry. If you don't want to hear me talking, you can just skip. Okay. So this is the first ASMR video, strictly ASMR video I'm recording, honestly, in about a month. You might notice by the facial hair. Last video, I didn't really have this, so it's been a while since I was last on camera, as we pre-recorded some content for the big project you saw recently. I'd just like to first of all thank you so very much for the support. It meant the entire world to me and to the team. It was a big video, just announcing all of the projects we have planned for 2026, and of course this being one of the biggest ones. We made a new studio. So the first thing you might notice is, like I said, this studio is just not as soundproofed. It doesn't have the same ceiling work or floor work as our main studio, which is why you may hear some planes every now and then. this brand new studio is very much reminds me of old school JoJo. With it, a lot of the materials we've used actually for this new studio is brought from my old apartment. So there's a lot of old me here, and I actually do kind of miss the sound of planes. That might sound a bit weird, but you know, sometimes when you're in the main white noise studio, it's extremely quiet. You can go a little crazy after a while. It's too quiet sometimes. So yeah, it's nice. This place feels a little bit more lo-fi in some ways, this new studio. So I'm excited to break it in a bit. So there's that. So we have that. So yeah, this new studio is a little more lo-fi, a bit less crazy as the main studio. The reason for that is it's very expensive making these new studios, and there's sort of like the price to create a soundproof studio. It costs more from, like, I guess the quieter you make a room, it gets exponentially more expensive. So to go from like 0% soundproof, whatever that might mean, to maybe like 60% is not as expensive as going from 60% to like 80%. And then it's even crazier more expensive to go from like 80% to 90 or 90+% soundproof. So the main white noise studio, it has far more ceiling work done on it and a lot more flooring work done on it, which is why you may hear a plane every now and then. So I mean, obviously I now know a lot more about software to temper that background noise, but yeah, honestly, it's just already cost us so much money just to make this studio that we just didn't really have enough funds to really make it as quiet as the main white noise studio. If I had to give it a percentage-wise, I'd say this second studio is about 80-ish% soundproof. I'd say like 82% maybe. The main white noise studio is probably like 94% soundproof. We had an audio technician come in and measure it with a decibel meter, and it was like -20 dB, which is very quiet. Sort of like the gold standard, the bare minimum to have an actual very quiet room. So this isn't that quiet compared to that, but still gets the job done, I'd say. So yeah, brand new white noise studio. I didn't really get the chance to talk about the most recent project in depth, so that's sort of what I'm wanting this ramble to be, I guess. So yes, the brand new studio is very exciting, right? Can't believe it. Like I said before, this is the first video that I'm filming in over a month. I took a bit of a break after we shot the Grinch video, which was, first of all, so much fun to make, and I'm very grateful you guys enjoyed it. I also just hope you had a very good Christmas and New Year if you're even watching this video around the time that it's being released. Maybe you're watching this video myself, as I had a hard time switching off from the internet before white noise, and one of my big goals was to try to get some semblance of work-life balance. So, yeah, took some time off, spent time New Year's and Christmas with friends and family and loved ones. And yeah, obviously we announced ASMR University 2026, which was incredibly exciting. And in case you didn't know the news, it's the big reason why we have built this second studio is for that event, as last year's university event had 10 creators, but this year there will be literally double that. 20 ASMR artists from all over the world, which it's still, I'm optimistically so excited and terrified, because it is going to be challenging, to say the least, to organize and coordinate these events. 10 people, it's manageable. With 20, it's like, it's getting crazy. So yeah, we simply needed to build a second recording studio to be able to facilitate the extra 10 creators coming, so that way we could just maximize efficiency and get as much content made as possible for you guys. So 20 creators, so you need if it's 2 times the creators, you need 2 times the number of studios, right? So yeah, so the idea is to have 2 studios for 20 creators, and yeah, but it's incredibly exciting. And honestly, I don't know if personally I'll be using this studio all that much, but there may be some white noise talents that may want to come in and film here, so there's that. In terms of who's coming to ASMR University, I didn't reveal that. It's all confirmed. We know the 20 creators who are coming. I can tell you that for now. I guess I can tell you one little reveal. The 10 creators who appeared at last year's event will be returning this year, so half of the cast for this year's event. But I will not reveal the next 10. You'll have to wait and see. The third announcement, oh yes, this one. We announced that White Noise has acquired the world's most expensive microphone, which that was honestly supposed to be revealed in that video. However, we got the unfortunate news that it had been delayed, which was a big shame. Honestly, this video was not even supposed to be what you're seeing. It was supposed to be a video with the new microphone we acquired, but as it's been delayed by at least a month, I've had to kind of go back into the drawing board and come up with some new content to get us through till next month. So honestly, you were supposed to see that microphone in the last video, and this video was supposed to be featuring the new mic, but sadly it's been delayed, so it is what it is. It's very expensive. This microphone is not like your usual microphone that you can just buy over the counter. It's a microphone that literally is constructed from scratch and made to order. It's not something you can just buy, like I said, at a store. This thing is literally being made in Denmark and is being shipped across the world. So, yeah, they literally just make these to order. And so that's why, I guess they told me they're missing a part for this microphone, which is why it has seen the delays. And I was told by my contact that it's scheduled for an early February delivery. But these kinds of things, you can never really know if that will really happen. I mean, for all I know, it could be delayed anywhere from a month to, God forbid, even up to a year. You never know with these things, right? So, yeah, so I've had to figure out some different content in the meantime to get us through till then. So, I hope you can bear with me and the team as we get our bearings straight. So, yes. I don't think I've told you how much that microphone costs. You'll have to wait and see for the video, but it's very exciting. So just have to, fingers crossed, that there are no more further delays and that it arrives early February. And then, of course, the final announcement of that video was ASMR Garden, the podcast that I am working on at the moment. It's the world's first originally, professionally produced ASMR podcast. It's going to be streaming on all services like Spotify and Apple and everything. Just like a podcast series where I get to interview some of your favorite social media influencers, mainstream celebrities, music artists, and just some of my favorite people in life. So, yeah, it's been very exciting, and we also announced our custom ASMR Garden vinyl, which was incredibly fun and rewarding to work on. I'll leave a link in the description. I'm signing every single one that we sell, so that's pretty cool. But yes, so those are all of the announcements from that video. I just want to also thank all of you that commented on that video, and I read every single one, so I just want to thank you all so much for your incredible support. It means the world to me. So there you go. There is your whispered ramble for the video. Very, very cool. Well, that's going to conclude our first segment in this video with our first backdrop. The white panels. So why don't we now move to our next backdrop, which I hope you will like, and we'll do some actual ASMR triggers. So feel free to close your eyes and drift off to bed. Okay. Alright, let's begin with some ASMR triggers. I'll be right back. I'm gonna switch the backdrop. One sec. Well. Look who decided to join us. It's the Yeti. Welcome to the second segment of this video. So, as you can see, new backdrop. So this is the second backdrop of the brand new White Noise Studio. This is our sort of like grayish blue panel design. Just something basic I got at Bunnings, which, for those of you that aren't Australian, Bunnings is like the homeware store, I guess. Very famous. Yeah, I just wanted something a little bit more kickback, a little bit more relaxed, nothing as showy as you'd see in the main studio, but I think it's nice. This kind of feels a bit more old school JoJo, this sort of setup. I don't know, what do you think? Anyways, so after this segment there will be some no talking ASMR, but we're going to get into now some actual triggers. So let's begin. So the first thing I wanted to do, I always have a selection of ASMR triggers to do when I'm using the Yeti, so the first trigger we're going to be doing is with a little bird's pillow, and I wanted to use the Blue Yeti right now because after we get our new microphone, the 100K one, I was not supposed to tell you how much it cost. The world's most expensive microphone. You may not see the Blue Yeti for quite some time, so I wanted to do some old school sound assortment with the Yeti. I know it's not as fancy or as impressive as some of the other microphones we have, but there's just so much nostalgia behind it, and it honestly does a really good job for its sound calibration, especially behind. So right now I'm gonna do some tapping and stuff. Also, it's been a while since I last listened to myself doing ASMR, so it's nice. It's really nice. Feels very like home, Alright. So I'm gonna just start tapping around the place here. Just tell me, see if you can notice where those sounds are coming from. So yeah, this is our second backdrop here in the studio. I really like it. Maybe we can do some setting and breaking the pattern with